men are now wouldn't get out or get reduced sentences if something like that had happened today. Because in Hollywood right now, it's kind of like a war zone with all these, accusations of misconduct here and abuse here and threatening here, this, that, and the other. And he was a high-profile person in the entertainment. So, I'm speaking about the elder, the father, Jose. And I don't think that the results, the consequences would be the same if this happened today. I also am not certain that they boys would, as a men, and again, boys, to me they'll always be, I guess, boys because I was so young when I saw them, and being so young, they looked so young. I was young, so they look like older brothers type, to me, like somebody's older brothers. But, I don't think that they might not have shot them. They might have poisoned them, or they might have just disappeared. Who knows? They might have fed them to sharks, on a yacht or something. Who the hell knows, honestly? But yeah, I don't. It's something about kind of giving us a peek into reality and letting us know that people in Hollywood, people with money, people that are affluent, they have the same problems and go through the same things that we do. And I think that's what captivated America and the world. I'm sure people across the world have heard of the Menendez Brothers, and I think it's just something about that kind of showing that underside, that underbelly, and kind of showing that things are not always what they seem. They're not always, cut and clean and trim around the edges and bright and sunny and, the sky's the limit. I think that kind of shows, people that there is a dark side to that American dream, and it's a nightmare. It's an American nightmare, That's what I'm paraphrasing, but George Carlin said, they call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. But yeah, I think that's why we were so captivated. But man, this has been a kick-ass episode. Johnny, you were great, man. This is awesome. It's good to talk to you again. This has been a lot of fun.
Can I read an article to you guys that kind of gives my thoughts on why this is so captivating?
Sure.
It'll just kind of tie into it.
Sure.
I'm going to give the simple answer, and then I want to expand on it a little bit. The media is simply why this is such a captivating case. And I know that sounds simple, because the media is the media, but I feel like they blew this one up. And these weren't even celebrities. I know Jose had some sort of status in the industry, but nobody knew who Jose Menendez was. Not really. It wasn't like O.J. Simpson. The media was just so transfixed with this that the public kind of went along with them. I want to read an article from March 9th, 1990, LA Times, because we hadn't talked about this yet, and I wanted to get to it. The title of it is Eric Menendez, friend wrote screenplay of Perfect Murder. And I knew about this, but I just want to read the article about it. Eric Menendez and a close friend once wrote a 66-page screenplay about committing the perfect murder. The friend, Craig Signarelli, said in an interview at the Times, the play, which Eric's mother, Kitty Menendez, helped to type, which is funny, in 1990, that's kind of how that would go. I had my mom, type shit all the time for me. Anyway, has an early scene, the slaying of the main character's wealthy parents. It's one of the pieces of evidence obtained by Beverly Hills police during their 7-month investigation into the real-life killings of Eric's parents. And I could go on, but it's just interesting to me that they wrote this play about the murders before they ever took place. And that just kind of adds to the idea of it being so premeditated on somebody's front. And, I agree with all the things you two said, but I feel like it wouldn't be what it was without the media doing what they did with it. They took the ball and completely ran.
I agree.
I agree.
I would have to agree, yeah.
We did discuss it a little bit about Court TV and how they blew it up and how they made them. They were so photogenic. It went along with their story. It was very captivating. It made perfect sense to follow them on primetime news, which is what was running at that time.
Well, yeah, certainly it sure did. That's also something else, Travis. I'm not discounting the media. I was obviously trying to shoot for other reasons outside of it. That's one of the more obvious ones to me because this was the first time that really the media was able to be involved in something like that and see the sort of inner machinations that went along with it. Because at the time, Charlie Manson, that was publicized, but they weren't allowing newscasters to go in and watch them film that trial, and do all that kind of thing. Like, the Menendez trial kind of, I want to say, and it's going to sound weird and kind of morbid, but kind of almost became like a trendsetter in that way, because since then, later on I saw O.J. was high profile, and then some of the later things about Manson's attempts at parole, those were publicized, the parole hearings and some of that stuff, and it kind of just set the tone for the media getting involved, because up to that point most cases were kind of closed off to the public, and you only knew what they gave you. You didn't get to see it for yourself, and I think this was letting them see it for themselves, and I think that also helped with the overall morale of the case for people deciding whether or not these guys were guilty or innocent, or innocent or guilty, or, whatever. They were able to look and make a sort of judgment call themselves, and I think that might have also maybe put pressure on jurors, because they know they were going to be perceived in a certain fashion in the media, so that may have influenced them to make a decision rather quickly on whether or not they wanted death, or whether or not they wanted life in prison, or whether or not they were innocent, or whether or not they were guilty. It's just one of those things. The media obviously was very important, but it's just a matter of how what way you perceive it.
Absolutely. And by the way, Blake, I agree with you. It's been a fun show. Hey, Vic's here, I think. Vic, are you here?
Yeah,
Hey,
goddammit.
Vic,
What's up, ladies?
share with me, Vic. Share with me. Tell me about when you were a kid. You're slightly older than me, and this case was going down in the midst of the O.J. and the Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan and Rodney King, L.A. riots, all that shit going on right around this time. Tell me about your memories of it.
I remember like when it first happened or whatever. I don't have too many details of it. I don't remember too much because obviously I was a kid and I got high a lot back then. But I remember like watching the news and shit with my mom about it, and like I just thought the whole fucking thing was just weird. Like I don't know, like I didn't understand it. Does that make sense? Like I was so confused about it. I didn't have a true love of all things murder at that time.
Well, I don't know.
And like I was just confused about it.
I had heard, whenever I was a kid, I had heard the abuse angle, but I guess I wasn't mature enough to understand that there was a sexual abuse angle, possibly, to it as well.
Yeah.
Or at least that they were claiming there was one. So that, to me, learning about it all these years later, really made me, like, think about the whole thing. And Vic, we were talking earlier, that they're in jail, in prison, life without parole. And this is one of those few cases, Vic, where somebody's committed a heinous crime, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think maybe I would give them the death penalty this time around. Just because I'm not sure what actually caused the whole thing.
Yeah. If there was something like really fucked up that made them click or whatever, then that sucks. You know what I'm saying? Had to be a reason for them.
Don't get me wrong. They should be in prison. They did something terribly wrong. But I just don't know that I put them to death. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Johnny got to need more details.
Johnny was nice enough to spend a whole hell of a lot of time with us, so I wanted to give him a chance to plug Serial Killer Quote of the Day, our favorite daily activity. And
that's my
tell us
favorite.
what's been going on lately.
Yeah, pretty much just the same stuff. We're, we have Serial Killer Quote today still selling on Amazon, and we have Facebook and our website and our app. So that's about what we're doing.
You got any Menendez Brothers quotes? I know they're not serial killers, but I'm just curious if there's anything good out there from them.
Yeah, they were kind of dull, honestly. The only one I thought was really really compelling was the one what they had with what's her name? Barbara Walters when she said when they asked him and he just smiled and he said, yeah, like they asked him, well, he said something about that he was I'm a normal kid. I'm just a normal kid. And then she was like, yeah, but you're a normal kid that killed parents. And he goes, I know. I thought that was like the most compelling thing.
Yeah. It was really. It wasn't even the quote so much. It was the way he said it.
Yeah, it was a little smile after that, Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Well, throw out where everybody can find serial killer quote of the day, and all your other good stuff that people need to get involved with.
Well, we got SKQTOD on Facebook and SQTOD.com and on serial killer quote of the day on Amazon.
Good deal. All right, well, Johnny, you're the man, and I appreciate you coming back. I'm glad there's only a couple months between our last visit. We'll definitely talk to you down the line as always, man.
Sounds good, man. Thanks, guys.
All right, later on, buddy.
Take care.
See you, Johnny. Take care.
And Blake, yes, I did pick out that Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Drive just for you because I thought it was pretty fucking awesome. Thought you'd enjoy that.
Well, that's because contrary to popular belief, you guys do love me. I'm one of the few people you can actually stand in greater lengths of time and greater amounts. So I do appreciate that. Thank you. Your silence is amazing. So comforting. So comforting. What's that, Travis?
Anyway, what's up, lady?
Menendez Brothers' house.
Let's go.
Oh,
I got
going on,
Let's go.
It's like a $3 billion house. People, they got to be renting rooms.
I just got off work. They should. I'd stay there.
My time right now looking at Menendez Brothers crime scene pictures, and I tell you what, they fucking, whoa, Jesus Christ, they fucking did some work with those shotguns. Good Lord.
Hell yeah.
15 shots to their parents, guys. 15 shots.
Dude,
I wonder what the significance was of 15. Maybe that's the age they realized they were fucked. I don't know.
That's a good question, man. I don't know.
The fucking crazy crime.
Good question.
See, that's why you have me on the show, because I pose questions like that, Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I wonder if they had not confessed this shit to the psychologist. If they would have gotten away with it. You know what I mean? It's not like there was a fucking trail to them, really. They should have been busted at the time, but the cops didn't do their due diligence. They didn't fucking, check them for gun residue or you know what I mean? Or gunpowder residue. It's crazy.
A very good question. I mean, they probably would have got away with it. They'd be like kicking back, living the big life right now, man.
They'd probably be vilified like OJ.
Yeah, well, I mean, OJ's alright. He's good. Or they be living with Tupac.
They'd be hiding then.
Yeah, they'd be fucking chilling in Hades or some shit with Pac. You know what I'm saying? Or wherever the hell he is. Cuba, wherever the fuck.
Like easy.
Oh,
you goofy.
I mean,
all right, so
that's my ultimate goal, I think.
Next week, and then the week after, we're doing Andre Chikatilo. Should be fun.
I thought we were on like
it's gonna be a great show.
What'd you say, Vic?
I thought we were all doing like one show every other week or something. What are we doing?
I'm not going to say when and where episodes are, but we're doing September 4th for Chikatilo.
Okay. That's Labor Day. I might be here.
It's the day after Labor Day. And then probably the week after or something like that, we'll do 1985. So anyway, has anybody watched anything worth a shit lately? I watched Christopher Robin, and it was good. But as far as horror goes, I haven't watched it.